Multiplying is essentially the same thing. Okay? The only thing different between multiplying and simplifying is that whenever you multiply, that just means you have two fractions, essentially. You really have two rational expressions. But you do the exact same thing. You still want to factor whatever you can factor. You still want to see what can get removed, okay, or eliminated. But you still have to pay attention to what your restrictions are before you start anything. So like on the first one, and I will tell you, I think personally the ones that are the hardest are the ones that just have a single variable. Not the ones like the one at the bottom or the one over to the right that I'm going to have to factor. It's the ones that have like 8x to the third times y over 2x y to the second, and then 7x to the fourth, y to the third, divided by 4y. Because there's so many more things that we can do and we can kind of add to it, where if it's one over to the right or the one on the left, it's a heck of a lot easier just because things are grouped together in a parenthesis, whereas whenever it's just a single monomial, similar to like the very first one in the top left, those seem to be the ones that are harder for students to do. And it's not that they're that difficult, it's just there's a lot of things that can get lost. Okay? So what I would suggest with any of these, especially that look like the first one, is to, whenever it's the one over to the right or the one underneath, kind of in the bottom that you can see at the bottom of the screen, I would always break those apart and factor those. But anything that looks like the product here, okay, like this one, I may simplify the numbers, but the variables, I'm going to put everything together on top and I'm going to put everything together on bottom. If you want to put all the numbers together, that's fine. But what I would do, I would probably change the 8 and the 2, and I would make that a 4 and a 1. Now, again, and the reason why I stay away from this is because it can get a little bit messy. Okay, so if you just want to put everything on top together and everything on bottom together, that's fine. Go for it. And I'll do that here in a second. Okay, and you kind of have options with any sort of rational. Now, I have a 4 up here. What's going to happen with the 4 down there? It's going to cancel, right? So that 4 is gone. This 4 is gone. So then, as far as the top side of my expression, what's the only number that I have on the top? 7. From there, then, again, I have 3 x's here, I have 4 x's there. So it's going to be x to what power? 7th. Then with the y values, I have 1y here, I have 3 here, so I have y to the 4th. The bottom side, I don't have a number anymore, right? The 2 and the 4 went away with that 8. I have a single x, or x to the first. I have 2 y's here and 1 there, so I have y to the third. Now, I'm still not finished because I can only end with 1 x, 1 y, and maybe a number. Okay. So, on the top side of my rational or my fraction, whatever you want to call it, the 7 is just going to stay because there's no other number that I can divide by. If I have 7 x's on top and I have 1 on bottom, how many x's do I have left? 6. Where are those located? On the top or the bottom? On the top. And I have x to the 6th power. If I have 4 y's on the top and 3 y's on the bottom, how many y's do I have left? 1. Where is that 1 located? On the top. Do I have anything left over on the bottom? Nope. There's my answer.